Good evening. This is Wednesday, September 10th, 55 days until the 2008 presidential election. Psychology's word for it is projection. You take something you have done about which you are guilty or ashamed, and you accuse somebody else of it. You project it onto them. Our fifth story in the countdown, to laugh out loud funny results. Senator McCain and his mouthpieces took violent umbrage today at a phrase they falsely claimed Senator Obama had used in sexist fashion about Governor Sarah Palin, a phrase which Senator McCain himself had definitely, unquestionably, and repeatedly used about Senator Hillary Clinton's health care proposal. The McCain campaign playing the gender card from the bottom of the deck, calling on Obama to apologize to Palin for the lipstick on a pig remark he made yesterday, an analogy in which Senator Obama clearly had been mocking McCain's policies. But that has not stopped Team McCain from loudly trying to claim that the comment was actually a sexist insult against Governor Palin. Earlier this week in my conversation with Senator Obama, I had noted that the most compelling moment in his acceptance speech in Denver might have been his use of just one strong word, enough. This morning on the campaign trail in Virginia, in the wake of the McCain campaign manufactured outrage over nothing, with everything at stake in the election, Senator Obama again concluding that he has had enough.
Before we begin today, I want to say a few words about the latest made-up controversy by the John McCain campaign. What their campaign has done this morning is the same game that has made people sick and tired of politics in this country. They seize on an innocent remark, try to take it out of context, throw up an outrageous ad because they know that it's catnip for the news media. Some of you may have, I'm assuming you guys heard this watching the news. All right, I'm talking about John McCain's economic policies. I say this is more of the same. You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. And suddenly they say, oh, you must be talking about the governor of Alaska. See, it would be funny. It would be funny, except, of course, the news media all decided that that was the lead story yesterday. They'd much rather have the story, this is McCain campaign, would much rather have the story about phony and foolish diversions than about the future. This happens every election cycle. Every 4 years, this is what we do. We've got an energy crisis. We have education we have an education system that is not working for too many of our children and making us less competitive. We have an economy that is creating hardship for families all across America. We've got 2 wars going on, veterans coming home not being cared for, and this is what they want to talk about. This is what they want to spend 2 out of the last 55 days talking about. You know who ends up losing at the end of the day? It's not the Democratic candidate. It's not the Republican candidate. It's you, the American people. Because then we go another year or another 4 years or another 8 years without addressing the issues that matter to you. Enough. I don't care what they say about me, but I love this country too much to let them take over another election with lies and phony outrage and swift boat politics. Enough is enough.
Senator Obama actually explaining further to David Letterman in an interview airing tonight on his show on CBS that if his analogy had been intended for Governor Palin, which it was not, if you stretch this nonsense out to its logical conclusion, Governor Palin would have been the lipstick, the failed policies of Senator McCain, the pig. Following the logic of this illogical situation even further, Lipstick on a Pig is the title of a book by Tori Clark. The author, perhaps best known for being Donald Rumsfeld's spokeswoman at the Pentagon, but she also worked for John McCain on his 1986 Senate race, defending him against justifiable outrage when he told a joke about a woman being raped by a gorilla and enjoying it. More recently, Senator McCain himself has uttered the phrase lipstick on a pig at least 4 times to describe either Senator Clinton's health care proposal or plans that advocate a timeline for the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Iraq. His daughter, Meghan McCain, admitting today she has heard him say it. But we do not need to take Ms. McCain's word on this. For proof, we have the internets as well as our own video library. This is the cue for the lipstick and the pig and the senator.
It's all about withdrawal or not withdrawal, okay? I mean, that's what it's all about. You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. Whether you support what is being done in this new strategy or you don't. You can put lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig, in my view.
There's many things that concern me about it. It's vaguely, not vaguely, but eerily reminiscent of what they tried back in 1993. I think they put some lipstick on the pig, but it's still a pig.
Yes, in 1993, we rejected the then Clinton universal health care proposal. It was rejected by the American people. I don't like to use this term, but the latest proposal I see is putting lipstick on a pig.
Yet, in an interview with Telemundo this afternoon, Senator McCain seeming to claim that he finds the negative tenor of the 2008 campaign regrettable, as if he has had absolutely nothing to do with it, as well as entirely avoidable, if only his opponent had agreed to join him at town hall-style events.
Probably the negativism, all these negative ads and personal attacks, Senator Obama's recent comments about lipstick on a pig. I wish that Senator Obama had agreed with my request to go before the American people in town hall meetings, just the two of us with the American people. He's refused to do that. I'm sorry. It might have changed the tenor of this campaign somewhat.
Let's turn now to our own Richard Wolffe, who apparently, unlike Senator McCain, has been paying attention to this campaign. He, of course, is the senior White House correspondent for Newsweek and is in from Norfolk, Virginia. Good to see you, sir.
Good to be with you.
So you were at the event today with Obama this morning. Did something change? Has he now decided, when I hear bull crap, I'm going to call bull crap?
Keith, I hope you're not maligning bulls here. And frankly, I think lost in all of this is the feeling of the pig involved. I won't even talk about the senior fish, of course, that were so unfairly smeared. Yes, Obama is being more feisty. He is punching back harder. He's been obviously pushed by the polls here and by the news media, for sure. But there is a question mark about whether he's the best person to deliver this message. At some point, when you're under attack, you have to fight back. That's what Kerry learned in 2004. But there are women governors, women senators, any number of surrogates, and surely some family pets who could have done this job.
But to this one, did this blow back to some degree on the Republicans? I mean, ABC debunked this, NBC Nightly News, CBS did a reality check on it, Bill O'Reilly, Mike Huckabee both said he wasn't talking about Palin. Might this be a watershed moment in how the media covers the McCain campaign? Was this an enough moment for the media today?
Did he jump the pig?
Yeah.
The media does have to look very seriously at itself here, I think, with this story. Yes, there's a question about McCain and his brand, as we like to put it. Does the kind of campaigning McCain is engaged with square, for instance, with his convention speech? He says he wants to bring the country together and engages in this kind of politics. Very hard to do if you have that kind of divisive campaign. But more importantly, I think, for the media here, we know the story is false. We know we're being manipulated here. We know that when they put out these web ads, and the McCain campaign has used them liberally, they are video press releases. That's what sustained this story today. And it wasn't so long ago that people in the media were wringing their hands about how things were manipulated in the run-up to the war. I think we have to do some introspection here and say, are we playing along with a campaign tactic, rather than saying, look, it's a campaign tactic, let's put it in our newscast but bury it?
Also on the campaign trail today, you could put it at the back, there's one thing here about pulling the curtain back that this may proceed in doing. Is there any other conclusion to be reached now about Governor Palin, that one of the reasons she was selected was to be the lightning rod, the sort of trotted out victim, false victim, for charges of sexism, just like today's scenario, because it's easier to accuse somebody of sexism against women if your vice presidential candidate is a woman and not a guy.
Right, yeah, no, that would make some sense.
Yes.
And I think if you look at the rushed way this decision was made for the Palin pick, there was a lot of talk at the start of the Denver convention, as you will remember, about disgruntled Hillary voters and were they up for grabs. That didn't really materialize that way, but I'm sure there was some thinking about, A, could they reach out to Hillary voters? B, could they follow the Clinton playbook, which worked especially in the latter half of the Democratic primaries? There's another aspect to this, of course, which is that she was picked for her reformist credentials, and those have slowly been picked apart by the news media. Some excellent reporting there about earmarks and everything else. Just tonight, of course, we heard about her seeking earmarks for studying halibut and baby seals. So there is a storyline out there that still has to be followed up that goes beyond pigs.
Yeah, don't get into the baby seals. A bigger picture, was this done today as much to paint Obama as sexist, even if it didn't stick, but more perhaps just for the Republicans to cancel a day off the calendar without dealing with an actual issue?
Oh, for sure. This was a distraction. This was driving the news cycle. On a day, for a start, we were hearing about Iraq and anemic troop withdrawals. Yes, this is ground they want to fight on because it's the culture wars. They feel very comfortable doing it. At some point, and I suspect it will certainly happen at the debates, but maybe before, this is going to come back to the issues.
Yeah, pigs are not going to be the primary topic at any of the debates, presidential or vice presidential. Richard Wolffe of MSNBC and Newsweek, is always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you, Keith.